Boom. How's everybody doing?
I'm good.
Yes. Ryan and I are here just running the Cigar City Sports Jazz today. No Nello, no Clay, no A-Beat, but we're all we need, right?
That's it.
We're all we got. We're all we need. I hear it all the time. Oh, so happy to be here. So happy to be here with you guys. We got a wonderful show today because we are getting into football season officially, not according to a lot of people who want it to just be regular season already. They don't want to do any preseason football. Would you happen to know who I'm talking about, Ryan?
You might be talking about me. I don't have any reason, I feel, to really watch preseason.
No motivation.
It's practice, man. It's essentially practice and guys trying to make rosters.
You're going to Allen Iverson us right here off the bat?
Yeah.
I love watching the preseason. Obviously it's not as high quality football as the starters. I get that. But I like to watch the future of the team. I like to watch, the up and coming guys who are coming into the program and see how our future is going to look, especially for the Buccaneers fans. We just came off the Super Bowl, but
go rub and throw that in there
every week until the end of this season. If we don't win, you'll be hearing it still.
Y'all savor it. We're coming for it.
Yes. Before I get started, I would like to say a special thank you to Geared Hardware. They are a custom-made watch company that does stuff here in the U.S. They are truly fantastic. They sent me this wonderful sniper watch. I don't know if you could see it. I'll post a picture later. This thing is incredible. I've never been much of a watch wearer, but this thing has got me kind of hooked. I brought it home. The wife was like, "Oh my God, what is that? It's fantastic."
That's kind of nice.
So yeah, it's really nice. Made here in the USA. I saw a couple videos because I started wanting to look into the company and see what I could know about them. I saw them in there. Like this guy had it over a nail with a hammer and was able to hammer in a nail with this, and it didn't even scratch or ruin the watch. So this thing is tough, man. But check out gearedhardware.com. As a matter of fact, I'm going to throw something here on the bottom of the screen. It's got their website. It's got everything you need to know. I suggest you go check them out. Buy and support American. You know what I'm saying? America, baby. But with that being said, let's get right into it. I don't have a lot of MLB or anything else. I got just a few things I want to touch on. One, because I thought it was very exceptional. Tyler Gilbert. I believe he's from the Arizona Diamondbacks.
I wouldn't know.
Did a debut very recently to go against the Padres, who I think are pretty hot right now. His first appearance, his first outing, he throws a no-hitter.
Nice.
Against the Padres. Now, out there in audio land, no-hitter means, you could walk people, right? That's not a complete shutout. A no-hitter is just they don't get any hits.
No hits, yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
That's still impressive.
It's been more impressive if you threw a perfect game, but
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a perfect game, but still, a no-hitter on your first time out there?
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Good for him. Another debut out of the boxing world for Nico Ali Walsh. So that middle name, Ali, is because he is the grandson of one Muhammad Ali. Damn it! His name is Muhammad Ali. I'm going to call him Muhammad Ali.
You mean Cassius Clay?
Yeah, I'm going to call him Clay. He debuted against a guy named Jordan Weeks. You don't know who Jordan Weeks is? Nobody else does either. He was an MMA fighter. He was the 10th best lightweight in South Carolina and like 180th overall in the division. I am not surprised at all that he fought somebody like this. They're picking the fights, man. If you're Ali's grandson, they're going to pick it so carefully. They're not going to bring him out and have him fight somebody. Oh, well, not to mention he's still unproven. But congratulations to him. I'm interested in watching his career and where it's going to go from there. But hopefully he's not fighting scrubs going forward too. He ended this guy in the first round.
Oh, good.
Yeah, stopped him. And, when he was down in the first one, he's doing the whole hand thing, like Muhammad Ali calling to the crowd. So, whatever, he's leaning into it.
Nice.
So, yeah, good for him. Now, We talked about, this is a little MMA news, not much MMA news. I didn't get to see a lot of the fights. But I know that Francis Ngannou took to social media.
Oh boy.
Yes, he did. And if I'm not mistaken, he said that the the championship they gave Cyril Gane is from Walmart.
Love it.
He said he could keep that Walmart championship. I am the undisputed champion. I'm the guy who's got the real belt, so he's got to come take it from me. And, you know, after watching it, and I said this on the podcast, that Cyril might be for real. Cyril might knock Francis Ngannou out.
It's been done before.
I was just saying, does Francis have a ground game? Does Francis know how to grapple? Somebody said, oh, he's training and learning. I think it was Nello who said that to me. And I said, training and learning? This is the UFC.
I mean, Rampage and what was your boy, the other knockout artist, Kimbo Slice?
Yeah. Well, Kimbo wasn't a knockout artist. Kimbo was a backyard fighter who was trying to make it in the UFC.
Yeah. Crazy
talented. He rest in peace. Nice guy. But no, I'm not putting him up there with Stipe Miocic or any of those big time grapplers in the UFC. Like Stipe beat Ngannou like that, put him down to the ground and took over the fight. So I don't know. Francis, you might be in trouble on this one. Francis, you might be in a little bit of trouble on this one. I got to be honest with you. But anyway, that's what I got for that. I got to get on football
and free marketing right now. Anybody in the UFC, just keep calling Francis out.
Keep calling out Francis. I'd love Deadpool. To watch your head bounce off the mat. It's really cool.
Do it dressed as Deadpool.
Yeah.
Just keep Francis.
Oh God. Or what if somebody went to the ring in Deadpool shorts to knock out Francis Ngannou?
I would do it.
You would do it?
I'd do it. How much you paying me? Come on, Dana White. Throw me a number.
I don't know if you're knocking out Francis Ngannou at this point. As much as I love you, we're friends. And as your friend, I don't know if I could support you walking into the octagon with Francis.
I don't know. It depends on the size of that check. I may not knock him out, but
listen,
I'll still show up and get paid.
If there are 6 digits in that check, I'm showing up to fight Francis.
It ain't got to be 6, Dana. I'll fight him for 20 right now.
If Francis comes knocking on the door, you're gonna walk outside and answer?
Absolutely.
I don't know about all that, man.
Absolutely.
I don't know about all that.
Oh,
I don't know if that's smart.
We're not in an octagon. I have a thing called a great equalizer.
Wow.
And, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I still fight him right in the front yard. 20K. Pull up, Francis.
And I am gonna auction off that Ring doorbell video footage.
Oh, do it
to the highest bidder.
That was the pay-per-view.
Yeah. To watch Francis roll up and you'd be like, come on, Francis. And then roll watch him chase you around the yard.
Oh, I wouldn't run.
Or you just go limp quick.
Oh, nah, bro. I'm standing tall, all 10 toes down, man.
Nah, I don't believe you, man.
Nah.
I'm sorry.
I ain't never back down from nobody. I don't care how big you are.
All right. Well, Francis is going to find out. He's going to have to get in the ring at some point.
Yeah, he can test that assumption at
his earliest convenience. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So good luck to both of you, I guess. All right. I wanted to get into the way too early brand new top 25 that just came out
on top 25
for the college football standings. Haven't even played a game yet, although it's next weekend. I mean, we got Nebraska football as of the 28th. Now, Nebraska's not the team that I'm clamoring to see. Obviously, we want to see those big matchups, but I'm ready. I'm ready right now for some serious college football.
I am too.
So I figured we'd take a gander at the top 25 and see who we think is going to stay there and who we think is going to be knocked out by the end of the season, huh?
Hey, is Florida State number 1? That list is all wrong, then.
I got to tell you, buddy, I called in a search and rescue because I don't see Florida State on the list
at all. I wouldn't either.
Yeah, they're not up here. They are they're having to earn their way. But you know who else I don't see? Oh, wait, I do.
Appalachian State?
Yeah, Appalachian State. I don't see anybody from the Mountain West is what I was going to say.
Are you telling me that Boise State's not in there? Seriously, Boise State's not in the top 25?
No.
Nello, what's going on?
No, they're not. And they are the representative of the Mountain West. No Boise State. Now, we've got Alabama at number 1. I sadly Don't think we hold on to that.
Clemson number 2?
No.
Really?
Oklahoma coming in at number 2.
Okay.
I believe they have the number 1 quarterback prospect.
See, and that's one of the things that I never really understand about rankings sometimes. They have the number 1 quarterback prospect, but where did they finish last year?
Where did Oklahoma finish last year? They were in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but that's my point. They weren't number 2.
No, they weren't number 2, but this is based off of, your strength of schedule and your team coming into the year and how good you look and a little bit on where you finished last year. But number 3 is Clemson.
No, but I'm saying though, Clemson, last 3-4 years? Come on.
Yeah.
I try him. I'm not a Clemson fan, but
I know you're not. I would be really surprised if you were a Clemson fan, but I think they belong higher than Oklahoma.
I might be that kid that had the LeBron jersey on and I'm screaming for one way, then took off and I'm going to do that. Let's go Florida State, then switch. Oh, let's go Clemson.
That's how I do it, man. If Bama's not playing, I will cheer for the Gators.
Oh man.
I will not cheer for LSU. And I will, on an occasion, even give Auburn hey, good job. I mean, they're not Tennessee, they're not LSU, they're not Georgia. Speaking of Georgia, they rank in at number 5, with number 4 being the Ohio State. I think Ohio State is one of those teams that, first of all, I think they're going to be good this year. They are just like Bama and Georgia and all these other big schools like Oklahoma. They're kind of grandfathered in, I think. I think they're just these huge schools that are just going to get that top look. And if they fall, that's going to make a lot of money. It's going to be, huge views and downloads for ESPN, all Sports Center and all the other crap. I don't know. I can't watch it anymore. It's unbearable.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I really watched Sports Center or anything like that.
Yeah. But I just wanted to round out the top 10 because I was kind of like, wait a minute, what? This is kind of interesting because at 6, we've got Texas A&M. Okay. Another SEC school. Then we have Iowa State. And Iowa State, I think, is deserving.
I haven't watched them play, so I can't have an opinion.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and pull up old Iowa State because I think they finished really strong last year in terms of football. But after them at the Cincinnati Bearcats. And I was really surprised to see that. I was like, they also had a somewhat decent finish to the year last year, but Iowa State, like I said, was 9-3 and finished first in the Big 12. They edged out Oklahoma because they had a better conference record, 8-1. So yeah, I think they belong there. Cincinnati, though, I'm just kind of like, who are they? Who are they playing again? They're in the the same conference as USF.
Oh, so they'll be national champions at the end of the year.
They'll claim it for sure. They'll say they are, even if they're not. But after that, we've got Notre Dame. Okay, Notre Dame. We see you, Notre Dame. You're here every year. Then you play somebody legitimate and you get smacked.
Why did I still let this happen?
They need to pick a conference. They need to come play in the ACC and come play some legitimate teams and just stop with this no conference nonsense. I know everybody says the TV deals are big and everybody wants, to go play whoever they want. And then they're going to get all kinds of crazy money just for having the gold helmets and being the Fighting Irish. I'm just sick of it. Play somebody, guys.
Who really cares that much anymore?
Yeah, not me. Then we've got North Carolina at 10, rounding out the top 10 in college football.
They didn't confuse us with the basketball team?
No, they certainly didn't.
Team?
No, okay. Yeah, it's a football team. And then we got Oregon, Wisconsin at 12, which Wisconsin is interesting. I like Wisconsin football. I like watching them play. I like their style. I like how they put out these man children at offensive line and just destroy everybody. If they get some resemblance of a passing game that's consistent, they might be dangerous in the Big Ten.
Their running game is always pretty entertaining.
Yeah,
Their running backs are pretty solid.
their running backs are always solid. Let's just look back in history and see who they've had here. I mean, recently was
John Taylor.
John Taylor.
Yep.
I mean, they always, and then they had I want to say, who's the guy that went to the Chargers? Not Melvin Ingram. That's the defensive lineman. I don't know.
Gordon?
Yeah, Melvin Gordon. Yep. He came out of Wisconsin. They always have good running backs and they always have excellent offensive line. So I don't know. I just want to see them have a little bit more success and like beat Penn State. I mean, I know that's not beating anybody, but if they could beat Penn State, I don't know. Maybe that's something. Maybe that'll piss somebody off.
Yeah, beat Penn State just so I could hear Nello cry after he booked it.
Yeah, he's gonna come on here. He's gonna say, "Oh, we play Wisconsin this week. We're gonna destroy them," and then he's gonna book it, and we know what's gonna happen after that. He's gonna book something, and it's gonna go terribly. That's just the way of the world for this one. I don't know. And then we've got some teams that we care about here. Number 13. Well, some of us care about. I know you don't. The Florida Gators coming in at 13.
Ugh.
I think that's respectable. I think that's a good spot for them. Miami coming in behind them at 14.
Ugh.
Here's 1-2 at USC at 15. LSU at 16. Now, this is the first time they've been down that way in a while, right? They haven't been this low on the rankings for quite some time. They've had a pretty decent run of quarterbacks and defenses and wide receivers that they've been kind of relevant. But I don't know. Do you think that LSU is going to finish out the top 25 this year?
Oh, most definitely.
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
Yeah? You think they can find something
bad.
going on at quarterback and stay in the top 25?
I think they can get it going. Arajaran.
And then we've got Indiana and Iowa at 17 and 18. Penn State at 19. Hey,
Gross.
they're here. They're here. Who knows how long they'll stay there? Although I think they're trending upwards. I know Nello doesn't understand how recruiting works, but he says, here before the season starts, when it really is in the beginning, they're at number 1 in their recruiting class. Yeah. After that, we've got Washington, Texas, Coastal Carolina, Louisiana, Utah, and Arizona State. So that'll be interesting. I think of the top 10 teams, I think, that's a hard one to see who's going to fall out of that. First team to slip up, it's going to be difficult. I think Wisconsin finds their way in there because they've got a better strength of schedule than, say, Notre Dame or not Notre Dame, but Cincinnati or North Carolina. If they stay consistent, they'll bump up. If Florida beats people that are reputable, they'll jump up too. They will climb the rankings fast. I don't see it for LSU.
Florida's
Maybe I haven't watched a lot, but that's right.
Anthony
According
Brown.
to you and AB,
Yeah.
Florida's going to lose 4. I don't know what planet you're living on, but hey, I'm happy to see
They
it.
dropped 4.
So that's awesome. I'm so excited when college football gets started. We're going to start doing our pick'ems here and going through who we're going to take and who we're not going to take. But last bit that I wanted to talk about for college football. Today, somebody sent me this. Zaxby's. You know Zaxby's? The chicken sandwich place?
I do know Zaxby's. I don't really eat there. The wife loves them.
Ah, does she?
Yeah.
I've never been there. I've never eaten there myself. But they have signed a name, image, likeness deal with Georgia's quarterback, JT Daniels, to be its brand ambassador.
Man's going to be getting free chicken wings and
Go to Georgia football and eat chicken sandwiches.
all kinds of things. Man, I feel bad for Jameis, man. He could have been eating all the crab legs he wanted.
He would have been like deadliest catches spokesperson.
See him in all yellow
What else?
rubber jumpsuit.
That's right.
Gordon's fisherman.
Yeah, Jameis Winston, man, he would have had plenty of name, image, likeness rights deals. 100%. A national champion at Florida State.
Oh, yeah.
He'd have made more money than he would in the pros.
Been a spokesperson for goddamn LASIK.
Right.
Old Squinty McGee over
Well,
there.
no, we're going to get back to Jameis, by the way. He had some time on the field this weekend, but yeah, good for Georgia's quarterback, man. Hopefully he's getting everybody chicken sandwiches down there in Georgia.
Yeah, chicken sandwiches for everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
Hand them out like Oprah,
He's going to be walking into practice with a burlap sack full of spicy chickens and tossing like 4 of them to the O-line.
Here's honey mustard. Just slinging it.
Anybody want sauce? I got sauce.
Kids are like, oh, these NIL rates are solid, man. They're solid.
Yeah. It's funny. I worked for a company for a summer, and they got free Chick-fil-A every day.
What?
Every day they came in with free Chick-fil-A, and that's what we had for lunch. So we didn't have to leave and go get lunch. It was provided to us. After that summer, I will not eat Chick-fil-A ever again.
Really?
Yeah, I just won't go.
That's sick of it, huh?
I don't want the Lord's chicken ever again. It's made its mark on my soul.
I mean, what if it comes with broccoli?
No, sorry. No. Not Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches, the original chicken sandwiches. I won't eat them anymore. No way.
Just the nuggets?
Maybe. Yeah. If it's free. But I'm not going out of my way to go to Chick-fil-A. But if they want to give me a name, image, likeness deal, guys, Chick-fil-A.
Eat more chicken.
Yeah, eat more chicken. We'll even get a cow to hand in this room.
Yep.
All we got right now is bear. But we'll get a cow just for the Chick-fil-A name, image, likeness rights. All right. So that's what we got for college football. And you know what? We're moving quick. It's going to be a shorter than usual episode. We're not going to be taking much breaks because we're going to be here and we're going to be live.
Because you don't have to argue with Nello about the Mountain West for 45 minutes.
Right. And he's not going to bring up the Eagles for us to talk about for 8 hours. But the NFL Top 100 did just recently come out.
I didn't get to see the top 30.
Because they didn't release them yet.
Oh.
They went 100 to 40.
Gotcha.
But I know there are, well, for me, I know there are $6 on the list. Actually, no,
there's some of those spots are a little disrespectful. I feel
I have to agree with you, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Is who do you think you saw on that list and we're like, nah, he doesn't belong down here?
Devin White.
Now, Devin White, didn't he come in? That's what you say. You didn't see the top 40. Now, NFL NBC came out with their own list, but their numbers were different than what I saw on the program. So I was kind of confused on that. I'm going to pull it up right now, but they had some players ranked crazy low.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that threw me off
from your peers. So I guess that, has some play to it, but
so you felt Devin White was disrespected for how low he was at 33 on their list?
Wasn't he 43?
No, 43 was Levante David.
Oh.
Yeah. Now that is interesting, and he was 44 on the NBC list. I know this is a little bit different than what else is than what's out there on the actual show itself. So if anybody can clear that up for me, but this is called the players list. Here's one that I thought was crazy. Jalen Ramsey came in at 15. He had a lights out year like he always does, but somebody beat him this year. There's a cornerback higher on the list than Jalen Ramsey, and that's Jair Alexander. Not saying he's not deserving, but I was surprised to see it. I mean, maybe he had more splash plays. Maybe more things happened for him. But yeah, last year, I think Lamar was pretty high up there. Wasn't he in the top 10 last year? Top 5? So. He's 29 this year. Julio Jones, the Titan Julio Jones, although he's credited as the Falcon, came in at 28.
Which is still crazy. He's still a beast. Though.
And on this list, Devin White at 33, I was like, that's interesting. I mean, I don't know how to take that. If it's a player's list, I don't know how I feel about it. Right? I mean, if that's how they value him, that's how they value him.
See, but I haven't been able to find 1 through 40.
Yeah. So 1 through 40 is on here. 40 is Chase Young. Above him is DK Metcalf. And then 38 is Justin Herbert. 37 is Alvin Kamara. Get out of here. I think Alvin needs to be way up there. But here's another shocker. 36, DeAndre Hopkins. Is that DeAndre Hopkins' fault or is that Kyler Murray's fault?
I mean, DeAndre had some numbers last year. Yeah, that
exactly.
Was that last year or the season before we caught it over the 2 Bills? I think it was the season before, right?
Where they threw that Hail Mary up into the end zone and he came down with it. That was last year was his first year with Arizona, wasn't it? Or is that his second year?
It was his second year.
But yeah, that's a legitimate catch. That's crazy. But yeah, Calvin Ridley, one of our Facebook commenters asked about Calvin Ridley, and I'll tell you right now because I just passed him. Where did he wind up? He was in the 70 to 61 range. Here he is, 67. Calvin Ridley, who had a legitimate year last year. This was the year they came and said, Calvin, you know, we're going to put it on you. You're going to be the guy. Let's do it. And he delivered. He had a great year. I think he's going to continue to be that guy.
Oh yeah, he's going to be absolutely solid.
Yeah. I mean, he's a legitimate talent, and he's going to keep leading the Falcons, which pains me. But for you, AJ Brown was on here too at 72.
70 something or 62 or 70.
Yeah. Here's another one that got me was Tre'Davious White down at 78. I thought he was better than that. I value them a little bit differently, obviously. But our 6 Buccaneers that landed on the list this year: Tristan Wirfs, Shaq Barrett, JPP, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. Hold on. Now that I'm looking at the whole 100, it's got to be higher than that. Let's do it again. Tristan Wirfs, Shaq Barrett, JPP, Devin White, Levante David, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Big Tommy Boy.
I felt 81 for Chris Godwin was a little low.
A little disrespectful.
Yeah.
I thought Mike Evans being as low as he was disrespectful. I didn't like that. I expected to see him right up at the top. I expected to see him running to the top of the list. You got to piss?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, buddy.
I'll be right back.
I'll keep it going. Another thing for this list that kills me is like, how are you going to rank some of these players that maybe weren't there at all last year? Like Dak Prescott. I mean, Dak injures his ankle. He comes in at 50. Clearly, he was a better player than that, because if he wasn't there for as long as he was, what did he go out week 4? And the entire team collapses without him? That to me is insanity. I think he should have been way higher on the list. I know people disagree with me, and you know, he needed to have his team around him, but I feel like he should have been a lot higher. I think this year or last year may have done some folks a disservice, and their lack of playing or COVID or whatever, they didn't get their looks, and then for whatever reason they're down there at the bottom, and then I don't know. Let's take a look at some more. Justin Jefferson is another one. He came in at 45 on this NBC list, and I was just like, I felt like we talked about him a lot more, and his talent level was a lot higher than we gave him credit for. 45, he was good. In that division, any wide receiver not named Devontae Adams can hold a candle to Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson was lights out. And speaking of Devontae Smith, what did I say? Devontae Smith? That's the Eagles. Devontae Adams. He comes in at number 7. He was a baller last year, and I expect him to do the same thing with Aaron Rodgers back at the helm. But yeah, so as far as teams go, another guy that fell because of injury, and I don't know if he deserves to fall this far, Christian McCaffrey fell down to 21.
Unpopular opinion, I don't think he's that good.
Yeah, he's a different kind of running back than you like, I think. I think you like the Dalvin Cooks of the world, who like to put their nose down and break tackles and run hard. And Christian's just a scat back.
Yeah.
That's the way he runs his game, and he's obviously had a lot of success with it. Speaking of running backs, there's a certain running back that didn't make the list at all.
Who was that?
That's Ezekiel Elliott. Didn't deserve to.
No.
Had a trash year.
Where did the king end up?
Now that was the next thing I was going to bring up.
Because I can't see the first 30.
I thought this was disrespectful, honestly. Now, when I look at the rest of the list, there's not another running back above him. He's the highest rated running back. But I'm like, you're going to put Derrick Henry at 11?
Oof.
At 11?
Oh.
Like Myles Garrett and Josh Allen and Russell Wilson. For those three, I'm just like, wait, what is this?
Yeah.
How are these three guys over somebody who went over 2,000 yards when everybody in the NFL knew that when Derrick Henry was back there, he was getting the ball? We had
I don't know. And and not to mention back-to-back rushing titles.
Yeah. And our buddy Nello wants to know where Miles Sanders wound up. I don't think he did.
He's out of the top 100 holding Derrick Henry's jockstrap.
Let me look. I'm going to scroll through this again, but I don't see him on here. But I know for a fact that Zeke did not make it. And how about on this list? This has got to be crazy. Nick Chubb is at 63. Seriously?
Well, I mean, he had that injury. He was out for a good part of last year.
I still don't buy it, man. Let's see. Where is Mr. Miles Sanders? I don't see him. He's not on the list, man. I think he may have been on the top 40 that we showed on NFL Network, but I'm not seeing him on this list here, which is why I need some clarification on this, man. I gotta know. Yeah. So I don't know when 30 through the top 10 are. Maybe it's going to be 10 more through the rest of the season for the rest of the preseason. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
Number one on this list is Patrick Mahomes. I'm kind of like, okay, all right, I get it. Then Aaron Rodgers, or no, then Aaron Donald, then Aaron Rodgers, then the GOAT, Tom Brady, who's at 43, winning Super Bowls, still in top 5. Good for him, man. Good for him.
His reign's over. It's done.
His reign is certainly not over. You're going to see it happen this year.
Make way for the king.
Here are some other interesting things that came up in the NFL this week. I figure we'll just go through those before we talk about a little bit of preseason ball. The Falcons came out and said they're the first team to be 100% fully vaccinated. Any kickers on the list? No kickers.
Good for them.
No kickers made the top 100. Not that I could see. I don't know.
Who was close?
Who has there ever been a kicker make the list? David Akers, maybe
Justin Tucker
or Justin Tucker. How about who was the guy from Vinatieri? Vinatieri didn't make the list. Killing me. Falcons first team to get fully vaccinated. Maybe that's why Julio wanted to trade. Sorry, too soon. Just kidding.
I don't blame you, Julio. I would do the same thing.
The Washington football team has come out and said they've narrowed their team names down to 3. They've finally got 3 team names that they want to choose from to finally give their team an official name. And they bleeped it out. Ron Rivera and whoever the GM or the head or the owner were on a Zoom call or something talking about it, and they bleeped out the 3 they like. But I've got 8, the ones that they had narrowed down: the Armada, the Brigade, the Commanders, the Defenders, the Presidents, the Red Hogs.
Well, that's offensive to hogs.
The Red Wolves, the Washington football team, and the Patriots, but in red. No, I'm kidding. They didn't say that one. Of those 3, what are your 3 favorites?
I think they're going to stick with the Washington football team.
I think a lot of people think they're going to stick with the football team. I don't like any of these names.
Me neither. The Presidents especially. Really?
Yeah. Seriously?
Don't care for it.
Yeah. No, me neither. Don't make it like that. The Commanders, I don't see it. Red Hogs and Red Wolves. No, I think they stick with football team.
Yeah.
At this point, who cares? Maybe people in Washington.
I wouldn't say Washington cares.
Somebody said Red Hogs sounds gross. Let's call them the Washington Corruption.
Hey, there's a team name.
Yeah. But yeah, I think football team is where they're going to go. That's just going to be the best one possibly. But some sad news in the NFL.
Sad news.
I don't like talking about sad news, but I got sad news for you. Tim Tebow is no longer a member of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Why, God? Why?
After one preseason game, one reception stolen by Tavon Austin.
I would have cut him after I saw him try to block.
And
get out.
Now I gotta give him credit where credit's due. He hasn't been in the league since 2015.
I don't want to hear that. I guarantee you, if you'd have tried to put him at quarterback, he would have tried to ball out.
Yeah, he would have tried to for sure, but you don't spend your number one pick on Trevor Lawrence and then let Tebow be your quarterback.
My point. Exactly. Like he wasn't giving effort.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I saw that, bro. For the money that you would make, I would have leveled that corner, whoever the defensive end was. Like, you just, and the little rollover. Come on, Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Somebody talking about the Washington football team said they should have gone with the Washington Natives. Should have been the name and just kept the theme, but show respect and take the Redskin name out of it.
I actually like that a lot too.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's a good suggestion. I'm sorry I don't know who you are. I'd shout you out, but it is what it is. So yeah, Tebow, he ran a couple routes in the third quarter. The routes looked okay. He didn't look like a tight end. He looked a little smaller, and he went to set the edge on a defensive end and threw his shoulder and his head down and just kind of ran into him.
Yeah. And although you did call it.
You did. And that was an interesting block, but no, sorry, Timmy. We can tell you have not been blocking ever in your life.
Hold on, Hayden. What do you mean he got cut too quickly? That guy, he didn't want to be there. He didn't want to play tight end.
It didn't get cut too quickly. Let me go ahead and tell you this too. Tim Tebow was a long shot to make the roster, even if he did okay.
Yeah. He should have never been signed.
But the challenge here was he wasn't even playing special teams. And long shots to make the NFL have to play special teams. He wasn't a gunner. He didn't know how to tackle. It's just there's no reward for keeping Tebow on your team. And no, he's not going to get another shot. I promise you that. This is it. Nobody else could get him to come out of league to play anything other than quarterback. And now they've got tape of him as a tight end being as bad as he was. And he's going to somehow magically get a job somewhere else. Doing what?
Oh, and I believe we owe that coach from New York an apology who said that he was trash as a tight end. That's why he didn't make it there. He was right.
Yeah, we see it now. I'm sorry, Timmy. We like you, Timmy, but
they like you. I don't like you, Tim Tebow.
Because he destroyed you for 4 years.
Well, Percy Harvin and Demps destroyed us for 4 years. Don't give him credit where it's not due.
Okay. Anyway, so sorry about Timmy. Tim Tebow's gone. He posted a nice heartfelt Facebook post, as he often does, talking about the highs and lows and the challenges and how, he'll bounce back and God has a plan for him. Good for you, buddy.
The real question is, after you got cut, did you cry away the 316 underneath your eyes, or did you just wipe it off?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
He's man enough to cry. Are you, Ryan? Huh?
Yeah.
Are you man enough to show some emotion for us?
I'm gonna cry when the Titans win the Super Bowl. You just watch.
I
fall like a fucking
be happy
baby.
to see that. Okay. Oh, big signing. One that we were waiting for. He was sitting in but sitting out. Jamal Adams. He finally got the big deal he was looking for. 4 years, $70 million.
Wow.
Good for you, buddy.
How much time did he have left on his contract?
I have no idea. I think he was coming near the end. He was still on his rookie contract, if I'm not mistaken. But you know how many interceptions he has career-wide? Somebody put this in the group. Somebody put it in the Facebook group. Do you know how many interceptions he has?
Not a lot.
Go ahead. I'll give you a hint. You can count it on one hand.
4?
2.
Oh.
Holy shit. You've only got 2 and he's commanding $70 million in salary. I'm going to pull this up. You guys can see this right here. This is in our Facebook group. He's got 2 interceptions as a safety in his career. Vince Wilfork had 3.
I mean,
JPP, who doesn't even have all the required equipment's got 4.
Yeah. And I mean, the people were talking about Xavier Howard and getting paid.
Yeah.
Pay him. He had 22 interceptions.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a different story.
And he didn't play as much.
No. But come on, Jamal. Good for you, though. He got like 58 guaranteed out of that. So he is definitely the highest paid safety in the league now. Maybe he's going to practice. I don't know what that's going to mean in the long run for the Seahawks. I mean, he's obviously a banger. He's obviously somebody who inspires that team and gets them going. But I hope you don't fall off, buddy.
I bet he will.
I wanted to talk about a couple of rookies, too, before we get into quarterbacks. Patrick Surtain over the weekend in his first game gets a pick six, runs it back. Good for you, buddy. He was worth every penny. He was a good pick for the Broncos. And the Broncos, who everybody was kind of giving them crap, saying they should have gotten Justin Fields or they should have taken one of the other quarterbacks that might have been available. Obviously not Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, or Trevor Lawrence. But they said they should have taken a quarterback because they had all these problems. But Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater came out and started throwing pretty damn well. They both had pretty good stat lines to end this preseason game. Not jumping ahead of myself here, but neither one of them looked poorly on Sunday when they played. But I'm interested to see. They played the Vikings. I'm interested to see if that develops into anything. Drew Lock, I wonder if it's for real, because a lot of people were saying, no, we got our quarterback. It's Drew Lock.
Drew Lock.
Yeah. He had a pretty decent stat line. Anyway, Zaven Collins for Arizona, got a chance to see him, the number one linebacker. I was not very big on that pick when it happened. And I want to see it continue, but his first play from scrimmage, that guy burst straight through the line and lit up the running back. It was perfect.
Nice.
And I was like, ooh, this is going to be a nice little tandem they got in Arizona. Who's the kid they drafted last year? You remember?
From...
I don't remember. I want to say he was from an SEC school.
Who, Arizona?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
Looking it up right now.
I forget Arizona even exists.
I bet you do. You won't after this year. Isaiah Simmons from Clemson. You should know him better than anybody.
I try to forget those people.
Yeah, Isaiah Simmons and Zaven Collins. That's going to be a pretty good little dynamic duo. Now, they also had Chandler, I think, the defensive lineman. If he stays. And they got J.J. Watt and Budda Baker.
If he stays healthy.
Yeah. Just no Patrick Peterson. Because Patrick went to Minnesota.
I still can't.
Which is going to be very interesting to see. The other game I got to watch was the Carolina Panthers against the Colts. And what's his name?
Like
PJ Walker. PJ Walker. That guy, I was like, why aren't we giving him the starting job in Carolina? I know, preseason. I get ahead of myself. It's what I do. But PJ Walker was making good throws on the run. He was improvising. He was accurate. He looked good. Sam Darnold might be in trouble. I don't know. For another reason, Sam Darnold didn't play.
I don't know why.
Why not? I mean, at this point, I saw this on the NFL Network, and it's a valid point. If Tom Brady is out there and Tom Brady is playing, you're all playing. There's no excuse. Unless you're hurt or there's some reason you can't go out there and run through one freaking drive. If the GOAT is coming out there, get your ass out there on the field. Especially if you're somebody like Sam Darnold, who's had such a treacherous pass. I'd be getting all the reps in practice I could. I would be doing absolutely everything I can to stay on the field and show the Panthers I'm worthy of their selection, right? I mean, am I crazy?
Yeah, they won't keep him. They'll trade him.
They just traded for him, or they signed him.
Oh, they did the same thing with Teddy Bridgewater. Who knows?
This is a new regime, though. This is not Ron Rivera. So Matt Rule is their coach, and I think he's going to be a good boost for them. I think he's going to get them some more success. Do I think he's like the end-all, be-all? No. And then over to the Packers, Jordan Love, who got drafted last year and was the big controversy, the thing that everybody was talking about. He got to play for once. got his stat line, but he also, I'll do air quotes, injured his throwing arm. But that didn't last. He's fine. They've done the MRI. He's okay. But there was a bit of a shaky moment for him during the game. But he performed well. I don't know if I'm handing him the keys to Green Bay, although next year they might have to.
Yep.
But we'll see. All right. And I got the stat lines. I want to talk about some quarterbacks now. I want to talk about our rookies first. And I want to ask you if it's time to start worrying already. Preseason game 1. Trevor Lawrence, 6 for 9, 71 yards, 90.5 passer rating. Got sacked twice. First of all,
chalk that up to just being in Jacksonville.
I chalk that up to being in Jacksonville, but I don't know if it's his mannerisms. I watched a good amount of him at Clemson, but never watched him really closely. Does he always have that lackluster, I don't want to be here look on his face?
For the most part, when I saw him, I think so.
He just looks bored. I'm like, dude, you're the first overall pick getting ready to save Jacksonville, which I don't know if that's possible. You're getting ready to save Jacksonville. He looks like somebody was forcing him at gunpoint to go out there and play football for them.
And this is one of those things where I was talking to you earlier where I feel like it's not relevant. I think a lot of them feel the same way. A lot of them said the players do away with preseason. I mean, what's the point? Go out there, throw a couple balls. It has no merit, no
It
real
does.
meaning.
It does. Because
not when
some
you're
of
the
those
number 1 overall pick, you know you're going to play.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, you might be right there, but you want to see him up against some sort of competition.
Some sort of competition where they're not going full, you know what
so
I mean?
The first
100%.
time they go full tilt is when it matters.
Yeah, put him in the game. Watch
See,
him go.
I know
that's
that
the Brady way. Then he didn't start in a preseason game. That's how you become a GOAT.
Yeah, he did.
You follow behind Drew Bledsoe.
He didn't start in a preseason game, but he did play preseason football.
I'm pretty sure he did. But.
Yeah. He did get thrown in the middle of a game to replace Drew Bledsoe. You're right. But he was not thrown to the fire. Justin Fields. Justin Fields went 14 for 20, 142 yards with a touchdown and a passer rating of 106.7. Didn't get touched. Didn't get sacked. What do you think about him? Your boy commented on this.
Which one?
Styles.
Oh,
Styles commented on this and was
talking about how the game speed.
Justin Fields says the game was a lot slower than he thought it would be. It's preseason in Miami, Justin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also, he just might be that ready.
Nobody in the league has seen him yet. That's the thing. That's that sophomore slump when players come out year 2 and they're ready for you.
Yeah.
Then there's trouble. I mean, Lamar Jackson, he took the league by storm. Now people in worthwhile teams in the playoffs can handle him. It's you see it every year. Players come out, they do well, and then the next year when there's game plans and you start to see that tendency, everything changes.
Unless your name's Derrick Henry.
That's correct. In which case,
what they do,
pack a lunch, see what you can do. Zach Wilson for the Jets, 6 for 9, 63 yards, no touchdowns, didn't get sacked, 86.8 passer rating. I heard he did a good job. I didn't see much of his game. I saw a couple of completions, couple of good throws, but nothing for me to say panic and nothing for me to say he's the future of New York. So
does New York even have a future?
According to their media, they do.
When will they ever be good?
I don't know. We'll ask my friend Matt, who's a fan of the show. He's a big Jets fan. Maybe he can tell us. Maybe Matt can let us know. Here's the one that Nello can't shut up about, and I know we're gonna get a nice comment from him here. Trey Lance, 12 out of 17, 122 yards, 1 touchdown. He got sacked 4 times in the preseason. 4 times.
That's it.
And 93.8 passer rating. I read back and forth comments about him. Some people loved him. Some people thought he was going to be the future of the franchise. We were right all along. We saw something nobody else saw. It was going to be incredible. And some people were like, no, I'm worried for him. The reason Trey Lance is there is because Jimmy Garoppolo, they can't protect him. He's going to get killed. So we're going to see him get destroyed.
Jimmy G doesn't care. He's just out there banging porn stars.
He's just out there so he doesn't get fined.
Yep. I mean,
Trey Lance did have a beautiful in stride pass that went for 80 and a touchdown. That was his only touchdown. It's a great throw. Not going to take it away from him. And again, Trey Lance didn't show me anything to say, oh my God, he's the future. He'll be the greatest thing in San Francisco. But him getting sacked 4 times, that's a problem.
Yeah.
If I'm the head coach, I'm like, guys, what is going on here?
But I mean, was that first team? Was that?
I mean, it's all backups.
Okay, well, exactly. That's what I'm
still,
saying.
it's a party. It's your backups against their backups.
Yeah.
So if there's a chink in the armor on offensive line, you're putting in a wet turd. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something to worry about. They didn't protect Jimmy G last year, right? Who was hurt all year?
Yeah.
Exactly. Up next is the one that impressed the hell out of me, and this isn't going to surprise anybody. But if you watch the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Mac Jones.
Oh.
Mac Jones came in for Cam Newton.
Mean mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese. Which, by the way, the reporter who had something to say about Cam calling him mac and cheese, dude, get out of here. Shut up.
Yeah, that was terrible. I couldn't even read that article with a straight face.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It really wasn't. I was like, come on, man. He says he's body shaming Mac Jones by naming him mac and cheese. Give me a break.
He probably went home and was like, yo, it's the coolest thing ever. Cam Newton calls me Mac.
Yeah. And Cam, after that happened, after that game, he came into the press conference. It was doing nothing but singing praises for Mac Jones, talking about his progression, how well he did. Stat line, he was 13 for 19, 87 yards, no touchdowns, no sacks, but he did lead 2 scoring drives, but his PR was 78.2. Not a terrible day. Better than what New England has seen out of Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Somebody commented, said Cam's days are numbered in the league. Not if he keeps up his attitude like that. Not if he keeps trying to educate the younger folks and be a presence in the locker room. I disagree. Because if that Cam is showing up to camp, then he might still be able to hang around and get those opportunities to go in and play.
Yeah. I mean, that's also, he could be in a little slump. He's been injured. He's, getting used to a new offense that is nowhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Used to what he was doing. Maybe Cam starts to be Cam again after a little while,
Yeah. I don't see why not. But as of right now, when Matt came on the field, he got a standing ovation from all of Gillette Stadium.
Yeah.
They're ready to see him come in and play. And he made a lot of really good throws. He was throwing the ball before receivers hit their brakes. That way they would turn around and get the ball right in their hands. He looked like a pro, which is no surprise from where he came from. And then the last one that we're going to talk about more, Kyle Trask.
Oh, boy.
His stat line, 4 for 15. Ouch. 35 passing yards. No touchdowns, got sacked twice, passer rating of 39.6. I know Nello's super happy about that.
That's what you get when you take a Florida quarterback. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, we did so much better with the Florida State quarterback.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Out.
Go
he
ahead.
Balled out.
Oh, but he balled.
He balled.
Just if you don't count
30 interceptions,
if you don't count all my interceptions,
33 touchdowns,
I'm balling.
Those 6,000 yards. That's what you worry about. Y'all are
God.
focused on those little interceptions. They don't mean nothing.
Right.
They don't mean nothing.
I'm not worried about that. Pay me, man. So I'm so glad you brought that up because those two are on my next list. The Saints quarterbacks. I think that's the biggest quarterback competition in the league right now. I'm sure I'm not alone.
Don't understand why that's even a competition.
You think Jameis deserves it hands down?
Yeah.
And there's now honestly, don't show any favoritism, Florida State boy. Why do you think he's better? I agree with you. I just want to hear why you think so.
Because like I said before, Taysom Hill, he's come in for trick plays, this or that.
He's also throwing the ball.
Yeah, but he really hasn't ran that machine. You got a guy who just came from the Bucs, who for 3 years. What was it 4 years?
For the Bucks?
Yeah,
I think he was a 4-year player for us.
4 years, yeah.
Started as a rookie.
Yeah, so he I mean, he's been there before and he's ran a team. He knows what he needs to do now. You know what I mean? Like he's got to get his interceptions down, obviously. But I mean, if it's me, I'm taking the guy with experience who had a team that he almost took to the playoffs versus the guy that hey, come in here real quick and run a reverse.
Yeah, he also was a quarterback in college, we
Yeah.
haven't seen the good sample size of him. And Taysom started the game. So I think Sean Payton is giving him the tools to be successful. I think he wants to see what he can do, but I agree with you. I think Jameis is the favorite right now. Their stat lines: Jameis was 7 for 12. Taysom was 8 for 12. Jameis threw for 96 yards and a touchdown. Taysom threw for 81 yards, no touchdown. Both of them threw a pick. Both of them got sacked. Taysom's PR 51. Jameis's is 77.1. And to Jameis's credit, in watching the replay, the pick was not his fault. The pick was off of the hands of one of his players into the hands of the defense. So as of right now, I think Jameis has the edge in that competition. We'll see how much they play going forward.
Yeah.
See who starts to get the lion's share of the snaps. And Taysom started this game. I bet you next week Jameis starts.
I could see that.
And we see what he does with the limited, first teamers that go out there.
I also think it depends too on if Michael Thomas is coming back.
Or
does he get traded?
There was a rumor that Michael Thomas finally sat down with Sean Payton, and there was some productivity to be had. I think he's moved in the right direction for Michael Thomas and the Saints. I don't know how he's going to do, truly, or if he's going to want to stick around, or if he's had enough. I still think it would be cool to see him in another uniform. I want to see him go out to the Chargers and light it up with Keenan Allen. That would be really cool.
I really don't think that's where he'd go if he had his choice.
If he had his choice, I think he'd go to California because he's from LA. So I think, yes, I think the Chargers would be the choice for him. Could be wrong, but as of right now, he's still a Saint. So we'll move on as if he plans to be a Saint. Now I want to talk about the game that you didn't see. I want to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers opening game. The start that we had, there were ups and a lot of downs. Some bright spots. It was cool to see the starters out there. Not everybody was out there, but the starting offensive line was out there with Brady. Got to see Giovanni Bernard, who came out and made a first down catch. He made a good play when he was needed. I think we're going to see him out there on passing downs and as bait when they want to back off and do into big coverage, and then run him on a draw. That's something that I think he could be very effective with. Good to see Leonard Fournette out there. Weird to see him as number 7, but good to see him out there. I think he did an okay job for what he was asked of. All 3 backs got to go as far as the starters. Rojo, Leonard Fournette, and Giovanni Bernard all got time on the field.
So who do you think starts for you guys?
As of right now, I think Leonard Fournette is going to get the nod. I disagree with that.
Really?
I still think that Ronald Jones is the guy for us. I think he is going to be at the right price for the Bucs. I think he is a hard-nosed runner. I think he is the hardest runner on the team. I think he needs to work a little bit on his pass blocking and a little bit on pass catching. Not that he can't. That's not like something that you know him for. Yeah. You know him for downhill running and knocking people out of the line of scrimmage. The reason I give it to Fournette is because he's all around better. He can pass, or he can pass block. He can catch. He can run the ball downfield. He can do it all. That's why I think at the end of the day, that Fournette's going to get the nod as far as the starting job goes. But I think there's going to be a healthy rotation with Brady, 100%. I think we'll even see some lineup where he's flanked by Gio Bernard and Leonard Fournette. That would be interesting. That would be kind of hard to deal with if you're a defensive coordinator. You don't know who's going to get the ball, where it's going to go. I don't know. But the running back that's shown the most was Keyshawn Vaughn. our draft pick, I think he was a 4th round draft pick last year. That guy came in. He was catching passes. He was playing special teams, like we talked about with Tim Tebow a little bit earlier. He ran down and made a great tackle as a gunner. I mean, he did everything that we asked. He got a touchdown. He was one of 2 touchdowns. The other one was that pick 6. I wrote down this guy's name, cannot remember it, but it was his first career pick, and it was a pick 6 in the preseason. Congratulations to you, number 53. He was a baller. He did a great job. But Keyshawn Vaughn was the brightest spot in this game. He did everything we asked him to. Nello, wrecking ball. Yeah, he was great. He really, really did a great job. And I think he's earning himself a spot on the team with that, because Arians talked about him and said he played lights out. Everything we asked him to do was great. I think that's going to round out our running back core. I think it's going to be Rojo, Leonard Fournette, Gio, and Keyshawn Vaughn in no specific order.
I mean, that seems like too many cooks in the kitchen, you ask me.
Well, yeah, like again, that's why special teams is a thing.
Yeah.
But Antonio Brown was out there too. He missed a big pass. It hit him in the hands. It was a tough catch, but he missed it anyway. Somebody commented and said Joe Tryon was a huge bright spot. That was our 1st round pick, number 32 overall. Joe Tryon, if you watched him play when he was in there, he lived in the backfield. He was living back there rent-free. Every single down, it seemed like he was going after the running back.
Hold on, I just saw this. Keith, you were Aaron Hernandez's roommate, and you lived to tell about it? Wow.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. But back to what I was saying. Joe Tryon also got a really nasty hit on the quarterback, and he got flagged with unnecessary roughness on it, which I thought was stupid, because when you run that option, if you decide to pull it back and not hand it off to the running back, you're considered a runner. So
was he still behind the line of scrimmage?
Yeah. Still a free shot. And Joe Tryon didn't like lead with the helmet. I mean, it was a nasty hit.
RPO,
for sure.
Man, RPO. He's still a quarterback.
Right. But, you know, stupid flag. Arians didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. It is what it is. But the point is, Tryon is going to be a beast for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hopefully he can continue that. I want to see him in the rotation. I want to see him get in with the starters. Maybe Shaq or JPP will be willing to sit down a couple drives and let Joe Tryon get in there against some of their starters, and I want to see how he does. They've talked about how he's an athletic freak. He's picking up everything quickly, and I thought we saw that translate on the field, which was good. One guy that I said I wanted to watch was KJ Britt out of Auburn. Because when you look at our linebacker depth, it's fantastic. In the middle, we've got Devin White, Levante David, best linebacking duo in the league. There is no discussion when it comes to that. Truly. There's not 2 linebackers that line up behind the line of scrimmage that are better than those 2. And then behind them, we've got Kevin Minter, who's a special teams captain. He's a beast. He's a veteran. But after that, who's there? So KJ came in, and I felt like he was flying all over the field. He picked up a lot of great coverages. He was always near the ball, which to me is a big indicator of a high football IQ. When you're near the ball every play, that lets me know you know what's going on. He even got a fumble recovery on the field, which was good. I really thought he was impressive. Jalen Darden was another guy I wanted to see. I don't think I got to see much. He got a couple catches. He looked good, but he didn't grab me as such a say.
New wide receivers.
Yeah, he's the guy from North Texas. That's he's so fast. He makes fast people look not fast.
Wow.
I wanted to see him on special teams, running back some kicks, but we didn't get to see much of that. Who else was I going to talk about? Javon Hagan. He was the guy who had 6 tackles on the team. He was flying around, doing a great job. He got a pick. And in trying to handle the ball, my guy threw the ball straight up into the air. and a Bengals wide receiver jumped up and grabbed it. I was like, oh boy. That was tough to watch. But the Rook, I don't think next time is going to forget the ball. But that was a good one. And then OJ Howard obviously was out there too. They said he's about 70% right now from where he needs to be. And that kind of worries me a little bit for OJ, because when all the starters were gone, he continued to stay out there and play. I don't know how much longer he's going to stick around for us. I'm a Bama guy. I love OJ Howard. I wish the best for him, but it's not looking great. I want to see more work out of him, and we've only got 2 more preseason games to go.
Thank God.
There's not a lot more time to hone in your skills and start, showing what you can do before you start getting worried about getting cut. Now, do I think he's going to get cut? I don't know. Maybe not. We already cut. Yeah, right. Not a lot. He's still in a rookie contract. We did cut 3 people. Notably was, I think it was Javon Kinley, the young man who got the exception from the Navy to play. So he's going back to serve his country. And now he has to clear waivers and not be signed by another team. But after that, I think his time, he has to go back and serve in the Navy, which we love him for. He'll always be a Buck. That's good effort, but he was already at an uphill battle. So good job for him. And thanks for coming out and being part of the Buccaneers franchise, but wasn't in the cards for you, buddy. But another one that I wanted to talk about, one that I wanted to see, was the projections for this year's overall roster for the Tampa Bay Bucks. I thought that was a good article and something that we could go over here on the show if I could only find it. But no notable cuts, nothing that I was like, oh my God, there's no way that guy doesn't make the team. It was pretty much everybody in our wide receiver core that we thought was going to make it, made it. I mean, we've got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Tyler Johnson, Scotty Miller, and then at the Antonio Brown, then at the end, Jalen Darden. But quarterbacks, they're thinking Tom Brady, Blaine Gabbert, Kyle Trask. Kyle Trask isn't going anywhere. He's really not. No matter if you like to talk crap about the Gators or you don't like the kid, he's not going anywhere. He's going to be the future of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's what they drafted him for. That's what they're training him for. And barring catastrophic breakdown, he's going to be the quarterback. Tom Brady, nobody's getting rid of Tom Brady. That's just not happening. Blaine Gabbert, he's going to stay on the team as the backup. That's another reason why you want to watch preseason, man, because let's say Tannehill's going to go down. Who's going to replace him?
Any person that can turn around and hand the ball to Derrick Henry.
Okay. Derrick Henry goes down. Who's going to replace him?
We just forfeit the season.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I forgot. I forgot. If your best player goes down, you can forfeit the season. We all forget about it.
We lost our 2 best players. Well, almost.
Yeah. But
I don't know I don't even know who our backup is.
This is why you watch preseason football, man. Where's AJ Brown going to play this year?
What do you mean? Where's he going to play?
Where's he going to play?
Probably the slot.
No, he's going to play for the Jets. He doesn't play for you anymore.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. You guys got Julio Jones and who's number 11?
AJ Brown.
Oh, not AJ Brown. Who's the other one?
You're talking about Corey Davis.
Corey Davis.
Yeah, fuck, that guy can get fucked. I don't care about him.
Wow, my switcheroo didn't work. No. Yeah, Corey Davis is gone.
I was like, AJ Brown doesn't play for the Jets. I was like, Corey Davis does. Good riddance.
I get those two mixed up when they played on the team. Now it's even worse.
I wanted him to go years ago.
Yeah, he's going to be productive for them, though. He's going to be good.
I'm sure he won't.
You're so bitter. You're so bitter when players don't stay with your team.
No, I could care less. I wanted him gone.
Come on.
He did nothing, bro.
Okay.
For where we picked him at and his
Is that why he was in the top 100 this year?
Yeah, well.
Because you did nothing?
Did nothing.
Okay. I think your definition of nothing in the NFLs is a little different. Running backs, Rojo, Leonard Fournette, Giovanni Bernard, Keyshawn Vaughn. We talked about that. The only wide receiver that snuck in is our special teams guy, the guy who returns all of our kicks, Jaden Mickens, 85. He's had a pretty decent Pretty decent preseason, pretty decent camp.
Oh, my bad. When you're drafted to be a number 1 wide receiver and your best year is 984 yards, you do nothing.
What year was that?
Last year.
How many years has he been in the league?
4.
And so he almost got 1,000 yards his first year that he's
4th year that he was there.
Okay. No, so he was the starter every single year and did nothing.
Yep.
Come on.
That's why I wanted him gone. He never lived up to his potential, bro.
Okay. Who was throwing him the ball?
Let's see. Last year he had Tannehill.
Before that?
And then before that, he had Mariota.
Ooh, Marcus Mariota, who was notably a fantastic quarterback.
Yeah, not bad.
Come on, man. Tight ends, we got Gronk, OJ Howard, Cameron Brate, and Cody McElroy. Now, Tanner Hudson was out there playing for the Buccaneers and had an excellent game. A lot of good catches, a lot of good blocking, and they're saying that, his lack thereof of his blocking ability is what's going to get him kicked off this team. I disagree. I think we're going to see a very good Tanner Hudson take over, and I don't think McElroy is going to make the team. Maybe next year. I bet you they'll both make the practice squad. Either one of them, if they don't make the team, they'll make the practice squad, or they'll get picked up by another team.
I heard Tebow's going to work with him later to help him learn how to block.
I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah.
He's
got time.
Offensive line, our usual suspects are here. Tristan Wirfs, who made the NFL Top 100. Congratulations, kid. Congratulations, big fella.
That guy's actually going to make the team.
Tristan, the guy who jumped straight out of 4 feet of water.
Yeah, I figured they'd cut him.
He'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then rounding that out, Josh Wells, Aaron Stinney, Robert Hainsey, the rookie we drafted in the 3rd round, and Nick Leverett. Speaking of Robert Hainsey, I wanted to see Robert Hainsey very badly. He didn't play. He was in street clothes because he was injured for most of the time. However, in the 3rd quarter, they showed Tom Brady working with Robert Hainsey on the sideline on his snap counts during the game. Just trying to get him back in and working on something. Tom Brady, the GOAT, who doesn't have to do anything, can sit there with a clipboard and play mahjong with his grandparents on the sideline if he wants to, is sitting there working on the snap count with the rookie. Unreal, man. That dude is different. But let's take a look at the rest of this defensive line. All the usual suspects are here. Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, Will Golston, Raheem Nunez-Roches, Khalil Davis, and Pat O'Connor. Inside linebacker, they see some people not making that list. KJ Britt rounding out the 3 that I mentioned earlier: Levante David, Devin White, and Kevin Minter. Outside linebacker, Shaq Barrett, Jason Pierre-Paul, studs. And then some studs to back them up: Joe Tryon, Anthony Nelson. That's a solid outside linebacking core. Cornerbacks: Carlton Davis, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Jamel Dean, Ross Cockrell. Those were the guys that were on the field all year last year. Antonio Hamilton, let's see what you got, man. Let's see how you do in the preseason. Safety: Jordan Whitehead, and Antoine Winfield, Mike Edwards. Those 3 aren't going anywhere. They're going to be great. Javon Hagan, he's the one who had a standout first preseason game. I think he's going to keep that momentum up and go ahead and make the team. So that might be our Buccaneers 53-man roster. Suck up and all the other guys, the specialists. Who really cares about that?
Yeah, fuck Suck up.
The first ever Mr. Irrelevant to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, fuck Suck up.
Wow, he's a big fan of the show. I hope you say that to his face.
I will. Why couldn't you kick like that in Tennessee? Huh? Son of a bitch.
Oh boy. So yeah, I think we've got a lot of work to go, a lot of things ahead of us to round this out. I'm sure Ryan's going to watch the next game because the Bucs are going up against the Tennessee Titans. Maybe I could tell you who your backup running back is.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, I'll send you a little text. But yeah, that was a good game. I'm excited to see where the Bucs are going from there. We're going to keep it up with the news. Those of you who have taken the time to tune in and watch us live here on Facebook and YouTube, we sincerely appreciate you. We are going to start doing the rules for our fantasy football. We talked about it for like 3 weeks now. Ryan, you need to sign up, dude.
I will when I figure out the rules.
The rules are going to be set. We're not doing the super flex. Just so we can put that out there. We're going to do 1 point PPR. We're going to get rid of a kicker and have another flex, and that's it. And a defense, running back, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end. What else do you need to know?
Can we pick up a defensive player?
No, that's stupid.
See, anything I want in this, it's stupid.
Yeah,
Jesus,
that's right. Anything you want in this is stupid, which is why you're going to sign up, guys. We're talking about
chocolate milk, Nello.
We're going to talk about the 28th in the middle of the day, hopefully around noon, because Nello's got somewhere he's got to be after, but Ryan's got somewhere he's got to be after before that. We're going to try to get together and do this draft. If you are not signed up, what's going on? Get signed up.
All right, I'll do it.
All right. So, thank you so much for checking in with us and checking out episode number 15 of the Cigar City Sports Podcast. We're going to try to keep this forum up going forward, doing the live video. We're going to take this audio and still release it as we would our normal podcast, so no need to worry about that. If you like to watch or listen to us that way, let's do it that way. If you want to do it this way live, this is how it's going to be going forward. So any feedback that you have is going to be great. Nello, we missed you. You're going to be back next week. It'll be good to have you back in the studio. Clay will be back in sometime in his lifetime. But until then, we have been the Cigar City Sports Podcast. We appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll see you guys later. I'm going to put us out with a little mood music.
Oh, yeah. See y'all next week.